The Last Man on Earth, Part 2. Previously, after the virus wiped out humanity, Philip survived alone until he met Carol, a practical woman who insisted they marry to repopulate Earth. Just when Philip reluctantly accepted his fate, the beautiful Melissa arrived. Exactly the type of woman he'd always wanted. Philip became obsessed with winning her over. But then Todd, an overweight but kind-hearted man, showed up and swept Melissa off her feet. The love triangle. After spending the night together, Carol told Philip about a conversation with Melissa. "Before we got married, you told me you wouldn't sleep with me even if I was the last woman on Earth," Carol said. "But 2 days later, somehow we got married." When Carol left to get more drinks, Philip immediately asked Melissa about her earlier comment about being desperate for physical intimacy. "I only said that because I was drunk," Melissa replied nervously. "You didn't tell Carol, did you?" "No, the secret stays between us," Philip assured her. Carol returned and announced loudly, "Philip and I need to go have our conjugal time now. We have a responsibility to repopulate the Earth." Philip was mortified. Why did you need to say that in front of Melissa? But Carol ignored him. "Come on, we have lots of babies to make." Philip's scheme. The next day, Philip visited his toy friends at the bar. "Guys, I really do want to increase the population, but it would happen faster if I got both women pregnant, right?" He rushed to Melissa's house. "Do you think the population should grow?" "Of course humanity's population should grow," she replied innocently. Philip took this completely out of context and ran back to Carol, excited. "Honey, I had this crazy thought. To increase the population, maybe I should get Melissa pregnant too." He tried to act like he wasn't interested in sleeping with Melissa at all, but Carol saw right through him. "I don't want you sleeping with Melissa," Carol said flatly. "But you said you wanted lots of children. And when they grow up, what then? Do you want them sleeping with each other? Or would you rather they have Melissa's children as options?" Carol paused, considering this logic. "Let me think about it." "You should definitely think about whether our kids will be intimate with each other or with Melissa's kids," Philip pressed, emphasizing Melissa's name. "Wait, have you already discussed this with her?" Carol asked suspiciously. "No, I don't need to. She's ready for anyone." Philip said dismissively. "Anyone? Or you specifically? I know what you want. Get out of my house." Carol shoved him out and immediately wanted to tell Melissa everything. Confrontation. Melissa stormed over Philip. "What did you tell Carol?" "I didn't say anything." "You told her I want you to plow my field." "I told you I was drunk when I said that." "Do you know what Carol thinks now? That I'm trying to steal you from her." "Wait, let me think about what I said." Melissa cursed at him and left. That night, Philip spent 4 hours apologizing to both women. Finally, they let him in. "We've been talking," Carol said, "and we've decided that if we want to increase the population, maybe you should sleep with Melissa too." "Are you messing with me?" Philip asked, hardly believing his luck. "No, we thought it through. I don't want our children being intimate with each other. Better they have Melissa's children as options." "Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ready. Let's do this now." "Wait, hear the rules first," Carol interrupted. "You can only sleep with Melissa 3 days a week. You cannot enjoy it. And once she's pregnant, all physical contact stops." "Yes, I understand completely. I will respect these rules and approach this with dedication and honesty." Philip ran home, jumping and shouting, "This is going to be amazing." The romantic night. The next morning, Carol brought Philip dry fruits. "Eat these so you can properly get her pregnant." That evening, Philip took Melissa to a remote location where he'd set up a beautiful bed under the stars. He gave her dark chocolates. Melissa suddenly pounced on him, kissing him passionately. Philip pushed her back. "Tonight is very special." He sang to her and set off fireworks. Meanwhile, the fireworks caught the attention of an Audi heading toward town. The driver turned toward the display. Just as Philip was preparing for his special night, the car arrived. A heavy-set man named Todd stepped out. Philip and Melissa froze in shock. "I was about to leave this town," Todd said cheerfully, "but then I saw the fireworks and turned around." "Oh, so you're just here to ask for directions?" Philip said irritably. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you guys." Todd apologized. "Oh, we weren't doing anything important," Melissa said quickly. Philip pulled her aside. "What are you saying? What about our night together?" "We have another man now who can do this job," Melissa replied. "Todd arrives." Philip immediately told Carol about Todd. She was thrilled. "This is perfect. Melissa can sleep with him, and you won't have to work double duty." The four of them sat together as Todd explained. "I came here after reading that sign outside town." He mentioned his favorite movie was a Bollywood film. "That's my favorite, too," Melissa exclaimed. "Mine, too." Philip lied, though he'd never seen it. "But Philip, I thought your favorite was The Godfather?" Carol questioned. "Are you crazy? The Godfather isn't even a movie. That Bollywood film is the best movie ever." Philip insisted. Melissa asked him about his favorite scene, but Philip couldn't answer. When Carol pressed whether he'd even seen it, Todd defended him, then shared that he'd weighed 150 kilos since childhood and was always bullied. Everyone felt sympathy for him, except Philip, who asked sarcastically about his weight. "You're not the first to make fun of me," Todd said sadly. "Everyone at school did." "Well, those people are all dead now," Melissa consoled him. Todd went to sleep, and Philip tried to relate. "You know, people made fun of me in school, too." But Melissa wasn't interested and went to bed as well, setting up Todd and Melissa. The next day, Carol sent Todd and Melissa out together while keeping Philip home, claiming she was sick. Philip spied on them, panicking. "Please, Melissa, don't fall for Todd." But Melissa was already getting close to Todd. Philip discovered that Melissa was planning another outing with Todd. "We should go with them to see how far their relationship has progressed," he told Carol desperately. During the outing, Philip suggested they play tennis naked, hoping to embarrass Todd. But Todd stripped without shame. Instead of being disgusted, Melissa noticed a scar on his belly. "I donated my kidney to my stepbrother," Todd explained, tearing up, "but it didn't work and he died." He walked away crying and Melissa followed. Philip spied on them and saw Melissa kissing Todd. "This is wonderful. They're together," Carol said happily. "Fate has really kicked me in the ass," Philip thought bitterly. Desperate measures. That night, Philip went to Melissa's house to poison her against Todd. "You shouldn't trust fat people so easily. He'll betray you one day." "I know exactly what kind of lowlife you are," Melissa said, shutting the door. But Philip stood outside. "Please forgive me. Todd is actually a great guy. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's because I've only talked to toys for 2 years." Melissa opened the door, intrigued. "You really talk to toys?" Philip took her to meet his toy friends. She greeted them and asked, "What's your real favorite movie?" "The Godfather," Philip admitted. "Then why did you lie?" "I don't know. Maybe because I've always wanted someone like you. But what did I get? This rotten vegetable, Carol. Do I have any chance with you?" "Absolutely not." "Oh, I was just practicing that line for Carol anyway. How did it sound?" "Perfect," Melissa smiled. The complaint board. The next day, while Philip was using his pool toilet, Carol demanded he clean it because the smell was spreading to the neighborhood. Philip refused. Later, Philip ran into Todd, who was drinking coffee outside. "I heard a lot of noise from your house last night. What was going on?" Philip asked. "I spent all night with Melissa, Todd said casually. Philip felt crushed but pretended to be happy. When Melissa called Todd and said, "You can stop it," Carol said. "After all, you're the President of America." That gave Philip an idea. He called a conference and unveiled a complaint board. "From now on, all community complaints will be written here. My first complaint: Todd and Melissa need to stop screaming so loudly during their activities." "What we do is none of your business," Melissa retorted. "Doesn't anyone know I'm president?" Philip demanded. "Let's vote. Who wants these noises to stop?" "Only Philip," Carol countered. All three others raised their hands. Philip would have to clean his pool. As Todd and Melissa left to continue their activities, Philip angrily cleaned the pool the next morning. The cow. Melissa apologized for the noise. Philip grudgingly said they could continue. "You know, if I hadn't set off those fireworks, Todd wouldn't be here and we'd be together," Philip said bitterly. "But now I have Todd," Melissa replied, walking away. Philip started plotting. He took Todd on a long drive, then claimed the tire was punctured. As Todd got out to check, Philip drove off, but couldn't go through with abandoning him. He returned, feeling guilty. Back home, Philip cleaned the pool and showed Carol his new portable bathroom. She was pleased. That night, Todd showed everyone puppets he'd made. The women were impressed. Philip pretended to be happy, but accidentally knocked them off the table. "No problem. I'll fix them," Todd said graciously. The women were even more impressed with his patience. Finding the cow. The next day, Philip complained to his toy friends. Todd has taken as he left the bar. He spotted something that made his heart stop. A live cow. He gathered everyone and dramatically revealed the cow. Todd immediately volunteered. "We can get milk, yogurt, cheese from this cow. I have experience raising cows on my uncle's farm." The women were impressed again. "No, I found this cow, and I'm allergic to dairy, so it stays here," Philip declared. Before they could decide, the cow wandered into the garden. Todd tied it to a tree and began milking it. The women excitedly drank the fresh milk. Philip waited for his turn, but Todd reminded him. "You're allergic to dairy, remember?" Sabotage. That night, furious, Philip snuck out and milked the cow himself. When he heard Melissa and Todd approaching for tea, he hid behind a rock, then untied the cow so it would escape, planning to blame Todd. The next morning, Todd ran to the group in panic. "The cow is gone." They all searched but couldn't find it. Todd took responsibility. "I must not have tied the rope properly." "Yes, this is your fault." Philip agreed enthusiastically. "But don't worry, I'll help you find it, even if I have to go to hell." Melissa, who knew Philip well, asked suspiciously, "You know where that cow is, don't you? Are you crazy?" "Why would I know? Let's search together." They divided a map of the town into 4 sections. Melissa insisted on checking Philip's bar herself. "I don't trust you." She found nothing there. Philip, who had followed her, rushed in after she left and was confused. The cow wasn't where he'd hidden it. Todd found the cow before anyone else. Philip was furious, but forced himself to congratulate him. "Hey, don't feel bad," Todd said. "I want you to tell the girls you found it." "Why would you do that for me?" "Because I'm here because of you. If you hadn't written that sign about one person being alive, I never would have come to this town and met Melissa. Now I have friends, a girlfriend, a cow. I'm so happy. And it's all because of you." That night, Philip lied to everyone, claiming he'd found the cow. They all celebrated, living together. Later that night, Carol screamed. Everyone rushed to her house. The cow had gotten inside. Philip started laughing at her. "Fine, the cow can stay here," Carol said. "Besides, it's time I moved in with my husband anyway." Philip's laughter died. He became depressed. In bed, Carol applied coconut oil to her feet. Philip was disgusted. Worse, Carol slept with an oxygen mask that made constant noise. Philip couldn't sleep, but had no choice. The final straw. The next morning, Philip discovered someone had drawn a puppy on his expensive painting. Who did this? And don't touch my paintings again, he snapped at Carol. Then he noticed all his pornographic magazines were missing. Where are my magazines? I packed them away in the garage, Carol said. I need those. Carol handed him an advertising catalog. Use this instead. Philip had reached his breaking point. He stormed out. Carol handed him a shopping list as he left. Philip bought everything on the list, then gathered it all together and set it on fire. Why are you doing this to me? He shouted at the sky. That fat guy gets beautiful Melissa, and what do I get? This rotten garbage. I deserve a nice woman, too. Someone I can actually enjoy being with. Suddenly, a car pulled up. Two beautiful women stepped out. Philip looked skyward. Wow, you answered fast. The women stared at Philip in amazement, thinking they finally found a man for their needs. To be continued. Who are these two women? Will Philip finally get his chance at happiness? Or does fate have something else in store for him? Stay tuned.